Hi, my name is Abby, and I'm going to be talking about Blood on the Flat Track, which is the rise of the Rat City Roller Girls. Um, the movie came out in 2007, and it was directed by Lainey Bagwell and Lacey Leavitt. And obviously, it's documentary, so it stars all the roller girls playing themselves. So yeah. It starts off with the team. They're brand new. They started in 2004, and it follows them for 2 years to the championships. And it starts off explaining that they weren't really popular when they started, and then now they just like sell out whole stadiums, which is cool. So it focuses mainly on the women themselves that make up the team. Their captains and their relationships with each other, and also their extreme struggle to win, obviously, is the goal. So roller derby being a come-up sport from the 70s, it made a tremendous resurgence in sport culture today. And I think the directors did a really great job of explaining why people have fallen in love with the intensity of the sport and the female brutality of it. Basically, people are just really wowed by that, and I think the directors did a really good job of showing that. And yeah, they had most of the players do small interviews or cutaway clips. Just of them talking, answering questions, talking about how they got into the sport. And then they do, since you wouldn't want to listen to that for an hour and a half, they also do cutaways to actual clips of the derby games, of their derby games. And that's pretty cool, because it's cool to see what they're actually doing, not just listening to people talk. Yeah. And overall, I didn't think the clips themselves weren't that great, but I can't really blame them because it's probably really hard to shoot in a giant place full of people, whereas the cutaway clips to the interviews are you can hear the person talking more and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm reading. They focused on the social side of it. They went briefly around and talked about sexism and touched on basically why the majority of their viewers are male, because what guy, or most guys, sorry, would not want to watch a bunch of women beat each other up in a game and scream about it, So that was funny that they talked about that in the film too. So I'm talking about the solo interviews versus the actual clips of the roller derby itself. The editing wasn't that awesome. You couldn't really hear anything during the roller derby clips themselves, and then there were times when in the interview you couldn't really tell what the topic was because the person didn't seem like they really knew what to talk about. They were just kind of rambling, or that's what it seemed like to me. And yeah, overall, I think it was a really great film. It was well made, seeming as how difficult it would be to film that. And I just think it was a really informative about the sport, and it showed the life behind it. So, yeah.